You may not have heard of FreeTaxUSA, or if you have, you might be wondering if it's a legitimate company. Well, I checked it out for myself, and I'll give you some answers. Hi, I'm Cindy from Smart Family Money. I help you learn how to shop smarter, save money, and save time so you can get back to changing the world. If you've seen my other videos, you probably already know that I'm a mom on a budget, but you might not know that I've worked as a professional tax preparer. So I've done plenty of tax returns and have some experience. To test out this year's version of FreeTaxUSA, I used some sample tax forms, and I also included it in my roundup of the best tax preparation software. You don't want to miss any of these great videos, so definitely subscribe and turn on notifications. So let's talk about some of the positives of FreeTaxUSA. When you get started, you can actually upload a 1040 from last year from whichever tax preparation software you used. So it gives you a nice head start on this year's tax return. When you're entering in your data into FreeTaxUSA, the forms are very simple and straightforward. You just follow right along with the tax form and type it into the software. I like that when FreeTaxUSA is asking you questions about whether certain uncommon situations apply to you, they're already marked as no, so you can just read through them and move right on to the next section if none of those apply to you. It just makes it a little bit simpler. In FreeTaxUSA, there's a simple list of forms that you might need. Whether you're looking at the income section or the deductions section, you can just scroll through and see all the different types of forms you might need. And it makes it simple to make sure you didn't miss anything. In most places on the forms, you'll see a little question mark next to the boxes, and you can click on that for more information about what's going on. It really helps you understand the taxes if you have any questions. One help feature I found really helpful on FreeTaxUSA is a part called Where Do I Enter? And it gives you a list of all the different types of tax forms you might possibly have, and you can click on it and it'll tell you exactly where you need to go to enter that form. And you can click on it and it'll take you right over to that page. So no trouble finding where you enter your various forms. As I was using my sample tax forms, I was really interested to see that FreeTaxUSA actually had some really good error checking. For example, when I entered my W-2, the employee ID number I entered for federal and for state taxes was the same, which can't actually happen in real life, and FreeTaxUSA gave me an error and told me I needed to fix that. That was a really nice feature, and I did not see that in the other tax preparation software I tried. Probably the best part about FreeTaxUSA is their fees are low and simple and straightforward. All federal forms are completely free on FreeTaxUSA, and that's regardless of whether you have something complex like a small business, a farm, stock sales, real estate, anything. They're all free. Now, you do have to pay if you want to file a state return through FreeTaxUSA. But the regular price is only $14.99 for a state return. And right now it's on sale for $12.95, so it's even less. FreeTaxUSA does have a few upgrade services you can add, but they're so cheap. You can add deluxe support for $6.99, or you can get a printed copy of your tax return mailed to your house for only $6.99. Or if you want a printed bound copy mailed to your house, you can get that for only $12.99. I figured out if you added up the most expensive services they offer and you chose all of them, you'd still only end up spending less than $35. That's crazy. That total cost is less than just a state return at most of the other tax preparation places. Another feature I like about FreeTaxUSA is that you can preview your 1040 form before you go into the part to file it. They do that because it's free anyway. They're not charging you for it, so they don't have to hide it behind their paywall like most of the other tax prep services do. For me, it's just a nice peace of mind to be able to look at the form and make sure everything got in the right squares. FreeTaxUSA will also save your forms for next year with no extra fee like some other places have. All right, so let's go into some negatives about FreeTaxUSA. I didn't really have many. But one is they don't have a way to upload or import your forms other than your 1040 for last year. Some of the other tax preparation services have a way to scan it or upload your forms. So you do have to type everything in other than last year's tax information. But I don't really find that to be that big of a deal. The other negative I could say about FreeTaxUSA is they don't have a very good system for valuing your charitable donations. For example, if you're donating a bag of clothes to Goodwill, they do just ask you to give it a value. And some of the other tax preparation services do offer tools that help you come up with a value for those clothes. But I will point out that that is only useful if you itemize your deductions. And with the tax reform that happened in late 2017, Almost everyone now uses the standard deduction. 90% of Americans are not going to need to itemize. Overall, I think FreeTaxUSA is an excellent, inexpensive, straightforward option for preparing your taxes. If you want to see how it stacks up against the big names in tax preparation, definitely check out my video about the best tax preparation software. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.